Wiggle, wiggle.
Like.
Hey, welcome back everyone. This is the Muffin here. I had a subscriber request vid to pick my top 5 favorite legendary camos. And I must say, this was a hard one to pick. I had to carefully go through. I probably spent more time on this vid than I have, and probably the last 10 or so that I've done. Like, it was just really hard to go through because there are a lot of legendary camos in the game that I really do like, and some that really do stand out. And there are some camos I just really don't care for. And I'm actually thinking about making another vid of my top 5 least favorite camos. So anyway, diving into my top 5 favorite camos, I would say up there. Now, these, I don't know if I'd rank these in order from best to worst or anything like that, but I really do like these, and these were the 5 that really stood out to me. Was number 1, the Tiger 2 Savage. When I saw this camo first come out in update pictures before it was released, I about just spit my drink all over my screen. It just looks that good. This thing, I am a history buff in a way, and I love this camo. It just, the colors, how it has that cross, the German cross on it, the machine gun, just everything just rings just so historically lovely with this tank. This has got to be one of my favorite tanks in the game. Now, this is just my opinion. I know yours is probably, it could very well be different, but I really love that one. The next one is the Kempf Panzer 70 with the steel cavalry camo. This is just a sexy looking camo, like with the stallion and the numbers on the side and the color scheme chosen for the tank. I think this is honestly like also one of my top 5 favorite camos. I just think it looks so good on this tank. The next one is the Chieftain Mark 6 tier 10. This one, honestly, I think it has kind of that realism. Like, I love the printed UK flag over the top of it, the color scheme kind of throughout it, the numbers printed on it. I just think this is also one of my top 5. Next up is the T-57 Tireless Soldier. I'm just a sucker for that classic American Army-ish camo, how it has the U.S. Army printed, the U.S. stars, the color scheme. It just, honestly, to me, I just think it looks really sick. I personally like it a little better than the E5 camo. I don't know, I think this one just really looks cool. And then last, honestly, if this part of it would have been an attachment rather than part of the camo, I probably wouldn't have chose it, but it's the tier 10 Sheridan Sidewinder with its laser, the light, the tanks crossed out on front of it, the numbers. I don't know if I care so much about the little cartoonish blast around its turret, but that laser and light just looks so sick on this thing. But like I said, if it weren't for that, this would not have made my top 5. And I also love those tanks crossed out on it too. So this was once again a very difficult list to come up with. These were the competing ones that I also think are noteworthy and really good camos I also like in the game. One is the T22 Medium. I think that camo looks really good. especially with its attachment, its colors, the number on the side of the turret, its like dark color scheme, the Blitz logo on the front hull. Just think it looks really good. Next is the Cromwell B. I love just like the classic historical look with the star, one of the spare wheels on the side of its turret, the numbers and print on it, and the green color. Just I feel like it just makes it look so classic. The Action X, I am impressed with that camo. I honestly think those two camos that come with the tank both look great with that tank. Next, the Chieftain. I just love that simple, like classic, like realism look. I'm not really into like the cartoony, like fakeish camos. That's just me. Next is the Super Pershing, with the babe on the back of the turret, once again, that American star, that classic American green, and that color scheme just looks really good. And then I also liked the T-62A's camo. I love just that like dark camouflage, like that green. It just has like such a good look. And these were all camos that I had come across in the game, and you just have to purchase them. Next is the E100. I love the dark steel, just the simplicity of it, and with just the print of E100 on the side, I just think makes it look so good. The Leopard's camo, I also really like. Just looks slick, fits the tank. Looks, honestly, I think way better than any of the other standard camo that you can put on this tank. Then there's the FV215B 183. I just love that like realism look, like the numbers, and so that one was also one of the ones on my list. The Object 140. Kind of the same thing, like the realism look to it, the really cool color scheme and the camo. The FOC 155 with that French logo on the side, and also that pattern, that print with the numbers on its rear, I think look really good. Just the last few, I know there's so many of them, but these ones I just feel like are noteworthy. The ISU 152, how it has just that war-torn look to it, the white drippy paint, the tanks crossed out on the side, just it rings like that true classic Russian look. I love how it looks on this tank. This one's not so much I don't know if you probably wouldn't count this as a legendary camo, just because it's not something you could like attach. It just is with the tank. But the Fury, I think the Fury just looks like a good tank. I mean, especially for such a classic American tank. And it was just also in a cool movie. I just think it looks also really good. And then last two, the KV-1's legendary camo, just with that classic Russian red star and the numbers, look good. And then last, the Thunder, which the thing that really stood out to me about this camo was not only like just the dark steel and somewhat of the realism, but that Russian writing on the side and then that red star. So anyway, I know this kind of probably felt a little long-winded, but I not only had to include my top 5 favorite that I ended up choosing, but just to show you how hard it was to choose, because there were also so many other really good noteworthy camos. So anyway, this is the Muffin here. I'd be curious to know what your top 5 pick are. Put in the comments below. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.